Hey everybody, thanks for joining me here. This beautiful day, it's a fall day. It's nice and cold. I woke up this morning and all I could think of was duck hunting. I don't know why, and goose hunting. That's that time of year, I guess. Something about this colder weather and the decaying foliage, which is pretty groovy, just gets you in hunting mode or, you know, that fall mode in the bush. But it's time to show you this tub trailer here made by Marlon. Check this baby out. I've put this thing through its paces. I've beat it pretty hard and I'm digging it a lot. It's made by Marlon. It's distributed by LLD Distribution here in the Ottawa area and in the Quebec. I think they have most of Eastern Canada, actually. That's where I got this one from. And we've abused it pretty hard. I just wanted to show you guys how well it works. We have loaded this thing completely up. I've beat it so hard that it's impressed me a lot, actually. Now there are a few things that I would change a little bit. Their latch mechanisms, they're pretty good. You can see how they work here. The only thing I would do is, what I usually do is I put a bungee cord through one, through the other, because they have a tendency to sort of pop open when you hit the odd little bump. So you want to make sure that you actually put something through there, and that's probably their intention. You could lock it up at night, of course, if you needed to, or just put a pin through there to hold it. But I don't know, maybe there's another answer, I don't know. It does seem to work. What don't I like about it? One fella on YouTube who leaves a lot of comments, I think it's Practical Builds, he said that, you know, you should have an angled front so it deflects off the trees. I have hit a few trees. I have got them caught in between when I'm in some really tight trails. You know, you come around something like this. That's kind of why I built this bridge here, because we were coming through this mud hole. And as you turn around, you can see where I'd sort of catch the trailer on it. And then we had to build that bridge. So he said a little something angled up here at the front might actually deflect it off a tree or whatever instead of getting hung up. Pretty good idea. Not a bad idea at all. And it would still give you tons of room to articulate your bike, and it wouldn't jackknife on you, you know. It's not gonna run into that much of an issue. That's maybe a little bit of an idea. Other than that, man, I can't think of what else I could really have issues with. Now they said it'll lift 500 pounds. I don't think so. We've had it loaded up. I've had maybe 300 pounds on it, and it is quite a bit of a lift. It won't help you from here. You know, you need a lot of pushing, but once it gets up to about there, it'll start to help you out a lot. But, you know, I can put the aluminum boat on here, 12-foot aluminum, with a bunch of stuff, and it'll easily pop up, no problem. And, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna ask it to, I mean, it just can't be that amazing, right? I can haul butt all through these trails. It sticks to the trail. These wheels articulate. You can see back here how this axle works. There's one main axle that goes through the whole bottom of the tub trailer, and then the two wheels articulate on a big, I don't know what you would call it, a floating kind of rear end kind of deal. It's, I don't even know what you'd, tandem independent suspension. All the wheels move sort of individually, or they're not connected to the other side, which gives it an amazing amount of stability on really rough trails. A lot of stability on a flat surface, no problem. It's actually really nice. But even back here in the real rough stuff, you know, where you think you'd have to slow down all the time to get over, you can just, you can motor. It's not like the single-wheeled axle trailers that just sort of want to throw your gear. You find it 20 feet off the trail. Very nice. Another thing that I can just think of right now is there's no brake light on the back. Obviously, you're not going to be plugging things in all the time, but there should be some kind of a little light for those night rides. The aluminum does actually show up quite well. You can see your headlights, they do reflect, but they don't really show when you're slowing down. Maybe a couple of reflective stickers on the back might help as well. Maybe a couple on the side, just because, you know, safety first, as I ride through the trail with no helmet on. But that's, those are my opinions. Tie downs are actually quite good. When you do put a boat on or a bunch of stuff, you don't want to tie your tie downs onto here, because then you can't get in and access your gear inside, unless you don't really have an issue with that. What I usually do is I tie my boat down onto here. I'll latch them through there. So I can still access the inside, pull all my gear out if I need to get inside for whatever reason. So all we do when we're putting the boat on is put a couple of 2x4s or 2x6s right through these rungs, and then we put the boat on top of those, kind of like old school car hauling with a boat, and then we wrap the strap around. The strap goes up underneath and holds on here. You lift the boards up, you crank it down, and it actually pulls the boat right up onto these bars and really holds it very well. There are some stake pockets in the corners right here. there's really no use for those other than just what I can tell is just for rigidity. You could do all kinds of things. The inside of this is your baby. You could put rod holders, gun holders. You could section it off so stuff doesn't fly back and forth. I've run into issues with that just because of the way I've loaded it up. I usually put anything that doesn't matter if it gets wet on the very bottom, and then I put all the stuff that I want to keep really dry up on top, just in case you don't, close a bottle of pop or something like that, and then it just sort of spills out and it goes all inside. You don't want that to happen. That's just kind of through experience, just throwing stuff in pretty fast just to get on the road. We make issues or we create problems like that. There's lots of room to turn this into your little baby. Me, I just get it in, get on the road. That's kind of the way I roll. Yeah, there are some dents on it. I've banged it into some trees. You can see right there. It's aluminum. It is what it is, but it still stays together. And I have racked this thing off of trees. I've hammered those tires into things, almost thrown me right over the front of the bike. I think there's only one more thing to do, is just to take her out for a rip and show you guys how it works. The really cool thing that I find about this is that it's kind of a forget and ride trailer. You don't really need to look back and wonder how things are going, if it's going to flip over, if it's going to go through the terrain. If this bike goes through the terrain, so does the trailer. I almost want to go right across that beaver dam down there. Now, everybody, you should be wearing a helmet when you do this kind of thing. I'm not, because it's kind of hard to talk at the same time. But, really safety first. We're just sort of poking around here, having some fun. This isn't really a trail right here. This is kind of just an old beaver dam. And I think I can get up that old hill. Okay, might get a little hairy right here. That was gonna happen. All the things I do for your guys. Let's go shoot a video. Let's go show them how good this stuff is. Let's get Louis soaking wet. Okay, admittedly, I'm a little hairy right now. And I'm on a big rock. Don't. Oh yeah, no problem. Slow down, you. Uh-oh, big log. That's what I'm talking about. That's some old PowerModz ingenuity right there. There we go. No problemo. Oh yeah. It's a beast in all environments. Now I don't have a load in this just because I didn't have anything really to put in it. But we did this the other day up in my camp with, I don't know, probably, I'm gonna say there was probably 1,100 pounds in that, like combined on top and inside. And we have beat the tar out of this trailer, there's no doubt. Really beat the tar out of it. see the way those tires articulate through there on the axles. That's the real key to this whole thing, is the way that they sort of maneuver up and down and keep the trailer nice and flat. It happens a lot of time with just the solid axles going across the back. It just slamming from side to side, your gear gets just destroyed, and it's a bad time when you get at the camp and you find that you got gas mixed in with your bread. For every PowerModz year, just about 20 years of everybody else's regular kind of use. All right, let's get out of here. Those ironwoods, I hate those trees. They got to get out of there. So at the camp, you know, I can do 45 miles an hour with this. That's pretty max for that bike. Fully loaded, and you don't even really know it's there until you come to stop. I mean, you still have to think about your load and what it is you're carrying. And one thing I have noticed, we have played in the water a lot with this. We tried to sink it. It won't sink. Even with a lot of gear in it, we put 2 full-grown guys in it. We filled it full of water, and it still wants to, because of the buoyancy of the tires, it still wants to flip over on itself. So it's not a boat. It is a trailer. It does have a drain plug, so that if you do get water in it somehow, you can empty it out. The thing I really like about it also is that it's sealed. There's a weather stripping in along there, and it keeps all the dust out of it. You know, riding those long hauls, 100 kilometers or 60 miles or whatever it is in American, you don't end up getting to your destination and everything is full of spray and mud and dirt and dust and all that. It's nice and sealed. You can also just leave your gear in there all night and let the rain come down and nothing's going to get in. I leave all my my tools and all my wood chopping equipment in here, and for working in the bush, my chainsaws, all that. Everything's nice and dry when I need it. It is a very light trailer. No complaints so far. Come with me. There's more.
It's floating now. So the tires are...
You're not even touching the water on the bottom.
It's actually pretty stable like this, believe it or not. We'll be back with some ballast. Even ships use ballast. Don't be stupid. You do that. You guys, all you guys do that. What are you here? We got 300 pounds of gear in the bottom. 300 pounds of gas. You nailed it. Oh, the brake just stopped working. Front brakes? The back brakes never work. No, the front brake just lost pressure, but now I have pressure. Oh, okay. Jam it into forward. It's loaded. It needs a motor in it.
Front heavy, it looks like.
Oh, we want to put water in.
Put water in. Gotta wash it out.
How much water is
I don't know. Yeah, you gotta fill the bottom. Probably more. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, hold on, I gotta get the back down.
There.
Oh, it came out. Watch your oar.
Watch your oar, it's falling off.
That's still too floaty. Seal that water in there.
Get a bucket.
The wheels. Both sides are independent, eh? Yeah.
I think we can get enough water in this thing.
You might not.
Get a bucket.
We'll have to pull it up and do that.
Pour the gas in it.
Or put the gas in it.
It won't. There's no way to get this thing under the water enough.
Stand on it. Lewis, get in the back, stand in it.
It's officially
No, just hold it up. Simon, hold up the front. Lewis, stand in the back, like near the plug.
Oh, Tommy's coming. He'll get it fixed.
That looks great.
Let's close the lid in the water.
Stand on those tires, Simon.
Okay, so flip it right
On
over.
the lower
Flip it
ones.
upside down. This lid, if we can, the lid can close now.
You gonna close the lid underwater?
He's gonna try.
See if we can get the lid to close.
Why does he do this, eh? Anything with a razor. Let's take it in the lake.
The reason we
They
spend
never said not to take it
thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to see if we can sink it.
I mean, it is like full of water.
No, you gotta balance it. Because if you fill it all the way up, the tires are always gonna want to come to the top.
Yeah.
What we need is outriggers.
Outriggers.
We need outriggers, boys.
Let's go build outriggers.
Let's go build some outriggers. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of weight.
Whoa, watch behind it.
Oh yeah.
I think let's go.
Any fish?
So, we got a live well now?
We do.
Excellent.
I like that idea.
Just light a fire underneath.
No, seriously, put a hole in it in the exhaust and it'll just make bubbles.
You're gonna ride it? No, we're gonna steer it. Okay, let her go. Let it go. Let it go.
The maiden voyage.
Somebody needs to break a bottle of champagne on it.
You know, every once in a while, I know when we do our product videos, you're like, oh, you're just trying to sell that stuff for the guy. Well, you know, I had to buy this, first of all. And second of all, every once in a while, we get really good products in that I just need to tell you about. And the reason I did buy it was because I really wanted it. They don't have the budget to just give these away. But just looking at it online, I'm like, you know what, for my property, for what it is that I do when I drive off my property, this is the kind of thing that I really wanted. And after I gave it the old testing, the old PowerModz abuse, it is really a no-brainer. Whether you're going on, you know, those long hauls with your buds, you know, 4 or 5 days, 4 or 5 guys, 6, 8 guys or whatever with all your gear, you can throw most of your gear inside this, keep it dry the whole time. The other guys can drive without being all piled up all over their bikes with the coolers in front. This stuff will take the load, there's no doubt. If you're a rancher, if you're a hunter, you can throw all your stuff in here, you can keep it high and dry. It's just one of those things that's come along that's going to be in my little bag of tricks that I keep around with me all the time. Like I said, when I'm here, I keep all my chainsaw gear in it, all my service manuals for my skidder, everything goes in there. I've got it for when I need it, and it's just ready to rock and roll. You know, if you're a hunter or a fisherman, you can literally have this thing packed up, just keep it in your garage or in your backyard, and it's always ready to go for you when you need it. It's my duty at PowerModz to tell you when I really find something that I like, and this is one that I really like.